All Her Fault has captivated viewers with its suspenseful twists, high-stakes drama, and complex characters, but the story that inspired it began with a simple, terrifying moment in real life. The series may feel like a thriller from start to finish, but its roots are in something many parents could relate to: a fleeting, gut-wrenching fear for a child's safety. The real-life spark. Andrea Mara, the author of All Her Fault, has shared that the idea for the story was inspired by a single incident from her own life. One day, Mara went to pick up her daughter from a playdate, only to arrive at the wrong house. The house was unoccupied, and for a moment, panic set in. She worried that something terrible had happened, that her child might be in danger. The fear was immediate, intense, and all-consuming. Thankfully, the situation was quickly clarified by a neighbor. The family had moved weeks earlier, and Mara had been relying on outdated information. The relief was immense, but the memory of that panic lingered. Mara began to wonder, what if that fear didn't end? That single question became the seed for a story that would spiral into psychological thriller territory. The real event was not criminal. No one was harmed, but the emotional truth, the sense of helplessness, the fear that a parent could be powerless over their child's safety, was compelling enough to explore in fiction. Mara realized that fear itself could become a powerful narrative engine, one that could sustain tension far beyond the few minutes of panic she had actually experienced. From real life to fiction. In her novel, Mara transformed a brief real-life scare into a gripping narrative. She asked herself what would happen if the moment of panic did not resolve itself. What if the child truly went missing? What if secrets, lies, and betrayal were involved? This, what if, question became the core of All Her Fault. The novel expands on themes that Mara experienced in her own life but elevates them into high-stakes scenarios. It explores the intensity of motherhood, the fragility of trust, and the lengths a parent might go to protect a child. Friendship, deceit, and moral ambiguity are central elements, with each character navigating a world where appearances are often deceiving. The Peacock series adaptation. When Peacock adapted All Her Fault into a television series, the story grew even more intense. The show opens with Marissa Irvine, played by Sarah Snook, going to pick up her son Milo from a playdate, only to find that no one inside the house knows him. Panic sets in, and what follows is a tense search that uncovers layers of deception and danger. The series expands on the story's dark potential. Peter, Marissa's husband, hides secrets from her. A nanny with her own mysterious past becomes both an ally and a source of tension, and a detective investigates the disappearance, peeling back layers of lies. As the series unfolds, what began as a real-life panic grows into a complex web of switched identities, past traumas, and moral dilemmas. Some of the major fictional twists include a shocking baby switch, years of hidden secrets, and a climactic confrontation in which Marissa takes drastic action to protect her family. By the end, viewers are left questioning what constitutes justice and morality, even as the story provides a measure of closure. Emotional and thematic core. What makes All Her Fault resonate is its emotional authenticity. The series builds on a single real-life moment of fear, expanding it into a story that examines the depths of parental anxiety, trust, and betrayal. It explores how fragile our sense of security can be, particularly when it comes to the people we rely on most. The show also examines female friendship under pressure, demonstrating how crisis can forge unexpected bonds. Marissa and Jenny's relationship highlights trust, loyalty, and emotional support in a world where deception is common. Meanwhile, the title itself, All Her Fault, reflects society's tendency to blame mothers, even when circumstances are beyond their control. Through fiction, Mara and the show's creators delve into the moral complexities of motherhood and the extremes a parent might consider when faced with threats to their child. It's a story that combines ordinary, everyday life with extraordinary tension, making viewers reflect on the thin line between normality and chaos. Why the story captivates. The true genius of All Her Fault lies in its origin. A brief, terrifying real-life incident, the panic of arriving at the wrong house, becomes a springboard for a story that examines human emotion under extreme pressure. By magnifying fear, trust, and moral ambiguity, the novel and series explore what could happen when ordinary life unravels. The result is a story that feels both believable and shocking, relatable and suspenseful. It's a reminder of how quickly ordinary moments can escalate and how the mind reacts when faced with uncertainty. For many parents, the opening scenario is instantly recognizable, which makes the fictional escalation all the more chilling. Andrea Mara's insight into fear and human behavior has created a narrative that blends psychological suspense, emotional truth, and moral complexity. All Her Fault demonstrates that the most gripping thrillers often begin not with sensational events, but with a single, heart-stopping moment of very real human fear.